gentlemen.
Uh-oh.
It's time for the Early Bird Special. Bringing you the best stories from the world of sports and sports entertainment. Now, here are your hosts, Sparky and Burdick.
Before we get to Bolt, did you see the video of 50 Cent at the Savannah Bananas? That looked awesome, dude.
50's taking over How to Catch a Predator. Did you see that?
Of course he is. Of course he is.
That's the great part about it. But it is time to help you guys win some money on these sports over the weekend as we call in our guy Bolt Brady from Bolt Brady and His Bro from the BLEAV Network. Sir, how are you?
What's happening, guys?
Not a whole ton. First, before we get into your picks, your thoughts on the Ryder Cup and the U.S.'s incredible, at least try at a comeback on Sunday.
Oh, it was ugly.
Yeah,
I mean,
at first, it was definitely ugly.
Yeah, I mean, you have to give them credit for trying to make the comeback, but it was kind of embarrassing, all the way from their play to the way the fans were acting as well.
Okay, I'm glad you brought that up. When did golf start becoming a ruckus fan base? I mean, don't get me wrong. I know we have certain tournaments that, are supposed to be fun for that kind of a thing. But stuff like the Ryder Cup, the Masters, do we really need this rowdy kind of antics from the fan bases?
Not necessarily. I mean, yeah, like the Ryder Cup gets rowdy. The Masters would never allow something like that to happen.
Right.
But when you start heckling the other players' wives and throwing beer on them and stuff, that's getting a little out of control.
Ridiculous. And I think it was Fitzpatrick said he didn't want his family to come just because of the fans. Like, that's ridiculous. That just makes America look bad, really. But and the other question I have for you as well, is America's problem just we can't play in pairs? Do these guys just not like playing together? And because when they went one-on-one, we crushed them.
I know. I just don't know. It is an individual sport, right?
Right.
And so I just think the Europeans take it a lot more seriously than we do. We try to act like we care, and I think some of them do, but as a whole, I think the Europeans really care about it more.
That's fair. I mean, I think in this generation of athletes, not everybody really cares to represent the USA or anything like that. Don't take it as prideful, I guess is a good way to put it. But I don't know. I was just watching it. I'm watching the last round and us coming back. And I'm like, see, if we all just did this entire thing just singles, this would be a completely different thing.
Right.
It would be a completely different tournament. But let's get to your picks. Oh, the weekend. I'm sure you have plenty for us. Anything in the world of college ball? I know we got the U against Florida State this weekend. Vandy and Alabama is going to be a big game. What are you looking at?
Yeah, so I got a few here in pro and a few in college. So tonight, obviously everyone's talking about all the injuries with the Niners. Mm-hmm. The line opened up 3.5, and now it's all the way up to 8.5. And I just think that's a little too many points. Mac Jones is one of the best, backup quarterbacks in the NFL. And then they start talking about the wide receiver injuries, which isn't good, but you have Demarcus Robinson, Marquez Valdez-Scantling, and Sky Moore. And not only are those guys veterans, they all have Super Bowl experience with the Chiefs. So it's not like these guys are terrible wide receivers. So I do like the Niners plus 8.5 tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And then Sparky will like to know that I like the Dolphins this weekend, minus the 1.5. I mean, obviously Tyreek's out, but they're playing Carolina, and Carolina is so bad. It's incredible.
You're talking to a Falcons fan, too.
I have a rule, Bolt. Never, ever pick the Carolina Panthers. Ever.
I'm with you.
They will lose you more money than any other team in the NFL, I promise.
And I've been saying the same thing every week since now that we have Darren Waller back at tight end. Tua is always more comfortable when he has that blanket tight end to dish it off to. So I know the Tyreek injury is going to hurt, but Tua at least is good at three-step and getting rid of the ball. So I'm hoping that you're right with the Dolphins in Carolina, but as a Dolphin fan for 35-plus years, I will say the Dolphins play up and down to whoever they play. So I will say it'll probably be a close one.
This is true.
Well, the good news is that Carolina only has 2 sacks on the whole season. They're worst in the NFL at only 7% pressure rate.
There's someone worse than us. Yes. Thank God.
So,
actually, the Atlanta defense has been pretty dang good from what I understand.
Yeah, so Tua in the pocket, without pressure, that's when he does the best. So we're going up against the perfect matchup here. And then, lastly in the NFL, probably my favorite game of the season so far. The Baltimore Ravens getting plus 2.5 at home against the Texans. The Texans' defense is good, but they've only scored 9, 19, 10, and they only had 6 points going into the fourth quarter against the Titans last week until they exploded for 20. But this is an overreaction. I can't believe Baltimore's getting points at home. Cooper Rush is the quarterback. He does just fine when he was with Dallas, so I like Baltimore a lot.
So, because I kept hearing this over the weekend when I was watching college ball, but is it the same thing with professional ball when it comes to home dogs? Do you always ride with the home dog?
No. Definitely not. Okay. No, it's just in this case, I mean, this line was going to be minus 8.5 when Lamar was playing, and so it's been flipped around 11 points, which is just
you say that 10, 11 point switch. That's wild, even if Lamar's not playing.
Right, that's wild, even if I was playing quarterback.
Right, that's what I'm thinking in my head. Wow, I didn't even realize it was that much of a turnaround. We got anything in the world of college ball?
We do. So Cincinnati's kind of flying under the radar, but they have their top 3 nationally in rushing success rate. I like them money line over Iowa State. And then, guys, on our podcast, we have something that comes out every once in a while. It's called the Bashers Award. And the Bashers Award is the college team that had a big game and they won and they were partying all week, and that does not set up well for the next game. Mm-hmm. And that's going to be Louisville minus 6.5 against Virginia. Virginia, as we all know, beat Florida State in overtime last week, and they've been bashing all week. It's not going to set up well. I like Louisville minus 6.5.
You know what? That's not a bad choice, too, because I agree with you. I cannot believe they got into the top 25 anyway off of that win regardless, but that's probably going to be the biggest win of Virginia's year. I can't see them pulling off another big one here later on in the season.
That's what I mean. The kids are still partying right now.
Right, absolutely. And you're not touching Vandy and Bama?
Big upset from last year? Bama could have been up for the Bashers Award also, but because Vandy beat them last year at Vandy, there's going to be revenge on the mind. So that game I'm just going to enjoy watching.
100%. I am really, really hoping Vandy pulls off another upset this weekend, too. Could you imagine seeing DeBoer lose to Vanderbilt 2 years in a row?
Oh, that'd be incredible.
I would love that. Is that all you got for us this week?
That's it, my friend.
Fantastic.
Well, we did get some messages sent in. One is saying, what do you think about the Texas Tech at Houston game as well as the Texas and Florida game?
I do think that the in-state rivalry, the Texas Tech game, I would lean with the home dog there. It seems like those Texas teams always play each other really, really tough. And then Texas versus Florida, I'd have to lean with Texas. I'm just not too high on Florida right now.
And then the last one is a NFL, the Sunday night game. He says, do you have any clue if the points are worth taking with the Pats at the Buffalo Bills?
Currently sitting at 7.5.
No, I don't think so here. I think this is when Josh comes out to shine on national television game.
And the whiteout jerseys.
With that, within the division, I definitely wouldn't take the Pats.
Clean as a board of health. I'm telling you right now, that's probably the best rivalry jersey. And I'm a Falcons fan, but I'll say it. Those things are nice. Sir, thank you for your time as always. We appreciate it, and we'll talk to you next week.
All right, see you guys.
Thank you. We'll take a break real quick, pay some bills. This is the Early Bird Special on ESPN Bakersfield.